What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down how you guys should be striking the ground when making a cut. Should you be striking the ground your heels, your toes, middle of the foot, wherever that exact foot strike should be? That's what we're going to be talking about today to get you guys the most explosiveness you can off the line of scrimmage and at the top of the route, and how you guys can just be a more efficient route runner and get up into your breaks a lot smoother. So I hope this video helps you guys out, teaches you a few new things about route running, foot strike, and just how to make more explosive cuts. But also, fellas, if you guys are local to the Miami, Florida area, we are going to be down that way January 8th for our first annual Florida quarterback, wide receiver, and DB training camp. So if you guys want to get more info on this, we have $50 off registration all the way up until November 10th. So check out that very first link below. If you guys are local to this, you want to make it out to one of our camps, our first ever camp that we are doing. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, DBs are going to have one-on-one, 7-on-7. Then we're going to give out best QB, wide receiver, and DB awards. So check out that very first link below. You want some more information on our Florida training camp? Let's get started with this video. So Julian Edelman here's coming out. He's working this wide step release, right? So this wide step release, the thing about that release is that you have to be so particular about where you strike the ground, right? So on any cut, you got to be particular about where you strike the ground, because it's not just about cutting. It's not just about being outside the DB's frame. It's also about getting out of the route and being able to get up into the break as fast as possible. So guys, when you strike the ground, you want to be on that arch of your foot. So many receivers don't do that. So many receivers will strike the ground heel first. And what that does, that puts a ton of pressure on your Achilles, ton of pressure on your ankle, ton of pressure on your knee, because what happens when you go heel first is all that energy that you have from being in this low explosive pad level position will shoot back and will shoot up. So you want to make sure that you're not on your heels, because when you're on your heels, you can't push. It's almost like you're working against yourself. Now, the other place you don't want to be at is you're on your toes, because when you guys throw a cut and you're too far on your toes and you're like kind of leaning forward, you're not going to be able to put the brakes on. You're going to always have that kind of like drift forward when you're on your tippy toes, right? Like obviously you don't want to be flat-footed. Obviously you don't want to be slow with your feet, but you want to be on that arch of the foot. That's where you want to be striking the ground, so you guys can get as much push as possible off of that foot, right? Because that's what leads to explosion. And same thing at the top of the route. Like let's say you're running a post. That top of the break, a lot of guys will make this big exaggerated cut and they'll strike the ground on their heels. That's not how you want to do it. You're going to hurt yourself like that. And then a lot of guys will cut on their toes because they're very toe happy, and they'll end up drifting off of this thing and they won't make a sharp cut. The efficient way to cut is you want to be on the arch of your foot. A lot of people get it confused with the heel. Make sure you're striking on the arch of your foot. Now, you see when Edelman goes to throw, he's so concerned. He's stepping outside the DB's frame. He's bringing his hip with the cut. But one thing he doesn't do is open his hip up. He doesn't open those toes, right? So you see when he strikes the ground, those toes stay relatively forward or just slightly turned outside. That's the key. That's the spot that we want to be at, because that allows your weight to stay on that inside part of your foot so you can drive out. What a lot of guys will do is they'll sell, but that toe ends up pointing all the way in this direction, and then their hip opens up, and then they can't get out of the break efficiently, because the goal is to be able to get from here to there. And as efficiently as possible, you could get to the outside, right? I cannot do that if I open way up, because then for me to be able to get back to this side of the field, I pop up and I'm going to be slow. So make sure, fellas, we are striking the ground on the arch of my foot. My toes stay relatively pointed forward or just slightly open so I can push, get some explosion, and get out of this route as fast as possible. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Edelman working the correct foot strike, throwing his hip, and keeping those toes forward on that cut. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great hearing from you guys. And again, fellas, our first annual Florida quarterback, wide receiver, DB training camp in Miami. Very first link in the description below if you guys want some more information on that and how you guys can make it out. $50 off registration all the way up until November 10th. So I hope you guys could check that out. Very first link below. I'll see you guys next time.